The Hanging Mystery, our journey to the floating pillar of Lepakshi. Did you know there's a temple in India with a pillar that appears to float in mid-air? This architectural mystery has puzzled visitors, scientists and historians for centuries, with no definitive explanation to this day. Welcome to Sri Veerabhadraswamy Temple, or as many simply call it, the Lepakshi Temple, a sacred place dedicated to Lord Shiva. Located approximately 120 kilometers north of Bangalore, this 16th century wonder sits atop a small tortoise-shaped hill called Kurmasailam in the local language. The temple stands as one of the finest examples of Vijayanagara architecture. Our journey begins. We stand together at the entrance of the ancient Lepakshi Temple, the morning sun warming our faces as we gaze upon the 16th century marvel before us. Located in the Anantapur district of Andhra Pradesh, India, this temple has drawn pilgrims and curious travelers for centuries. But today, we're not here just for the impressive Vijayanagara architecture or the famous fresco paintings that adorn its walls. We've come for something more enigmatic, the hanging pillar that defies explanation. As we step onto the worn stone floor of the temple complex, our footsteps echo against walls that have witnessed over 500 years of history. The air feels charged with something we can't quite name. Perhaps it's the weight of the countless prayers whispered here, or maybe it's the presence of something that challenges our understanding of what's possible. This way, I gesture, motioning toward the Mukha Mantapa, the main hall of the temple. Follow me. The pillar we seek has a story unlike any other. You follow as I lead us beneath intricately carved ceilings that tell stories of gods and kings. I explain how the temple was commissioned by brothers Virupana Nayaka and Virana, treasurers of the Vijayanagara Empire during the reign of King Achyuta Deva Raya. Their ambition created this architectural wonder, though legend says it ultimately led to Virupana's downfall. The main hall opens before us, its grandeur immediately apparent. Among the 70 stone pillars supporting the structure, I point to one in particular. Unlike its companions, this pillar appears to hover just above the ground, as if gravity has made an exception just for this single column of stone. Go ahead, I encourage with a knowing smile. Everyone wants to try it. I did the same thing on my first visit. You approach the pillar cautiously, as if it might suddenly drop to the ground if you disturb some invisible force. Kneeling beside it, you remove a thin piece of cloth from your pocket. With a slight hesitation, you slide the fabric beneath the pillar from one side to the other. There's no obstruction. The cloth passes freely through the space between the pillar's base and the stone floor. I watch as a chill runs down your spine despite the warmth of the day. You've just confirmed what has baffled visitors for centuries. The pillar indeed hangs suspended, touching the ceiling but never quite reaching the ground. Architectural engineers who have studied it call it a marvel of precision and balance, a testament to the advanced knowledge of the temple's creators. How is this possible, you ask, standing up and circling the pillar, trying to detect any hidden mechanism or trick? I asked the same question my first time here, I reply. The temple's architects were master engineers. Some say they understood principles of weight distribution and structural dynamics that we're only beginning to rediscover today. Others believe there must be some internal iron framework holding it in place, though no modern technology has been able to confirm this without damaging the pillar. I tell you that this is just one of the 70 pillars in the hall, each carved from a single stone. During British colonial rule, a British engineer became so determined to solve the mystery that he attempted to dislodge the pillar to reveal its secret. His efforts slightly shifted it from its original position, but failed to bring it down or explain its suspension. Since then, the pillar has tilted slightly, yet it continues to defy gravity. As you place your hand on the cool stone surface, I watch your expression of wonder. I often wonder what other knowledge was possessed by these ancient builders, I say. What science or spiritual understanding allowed them to create something that still confounds modern experts? I lower my voice, taking on a reverent tone. Local legend says that the pillar holds magical properties. It's believed that making a wish while passing an object underneath will bring good fortune. Others say the space beneath the pillar leads to a hidden passage that runs throughout the temple complex, though no one has been able to prove this. We continue our exploration of the temple, where a massive monolithic Nandi Bull statue sits, facing the deity Virabhadra. I see you contemplating the connection between faith and physics. The bull statue, I point out, is carved from a single block of stone and stands over 4.5 meters tall, another feat of engineering that showcases the temple builder's exceptional skill. As afternoon light filters through the ancient windows, casting long shadows across carved goddesses and celestial dancers frozen in stone, we return to the hanging pillar. A small crowd has gathered now, tourists and pilgrims alike, passing handkerchiefs and scarves beneath it, their faces filled with expressions of wonder. We watch as an elderly woman explains to her granddaughter how the pillar represents the delicate balance between the earthly and the divine, not fully connected to either realm, but existing in the liminal space between. Her interpretation strikes me as both poetic and potentially profound, I whisper to you. Could the builders have intentionally created this architectural anomaly as a metaphysical statement? Scientists who have studied the pillar suggest more practical explanations as we observe the gathering. Some believe it might be an early seismic protection device, designed to absorb shockwaves during earthquakes. Others propose that it served as a calibration tool to check the alignment of the other pillars during construction. Yet these theories, while plausible, don't fully satisfy the mystery. As the day wanes and the temple prepares to close its doors for the evening, I suggest we make one final visit to the hanging pillar. The crowds have thinned, and in the relative quiet, I ask if you can almost imagine the sound of chisels on stone as the temple took shape centuries ago. The truth about the pillar, I reflect, likely lies somewhere at the intersection of advanced engineering, precise mathematics, and perhaps a touch of showmanship. Architects who knew their creation would leave visitors in awe for generations to come. Whatever the explanation, standing here now, I understand why this temple and its floating stone column have captured imaginations for 5 centuries. Don't you feel it too? We exit Lepakshi Temple, the setting sun casting the ancient structure in golden light. Behind us stands a testament to human ingenuity and our capacity to create wonders that endure through ages. The floating pillar remains as it has for centuries, suspended between earth and sky, between scientific explanation and mystical interpretation, continuing to invite each visitor to pass something beneath it and, for a moment, believe in the impossible. As we leave, I share my final thought. I carry with me not just the memory of seeing something extraordinary, but the reminder that some of the most profound mysteries exist not in distant galaxies or quantum realms, but in plain sight, crafted by hands not so different from our own, waiting patiently across centuries for us to arrive and wonder. I hope you feel the same. Thank you for joining us. That's the story for today. If you enjoyed this one, stay tuned. We have plenty more stories to share. Want to be the first to hear our next news stories? Then click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. See you soon.